Welcome to the Sykes & Company PA video blog.
From the point in time that you make the decision to sell your pharmacy to the point in time that you close can be sometimes months or even a multiplicity of years. Frankly, the longer you have to prepare for this event and prepare your books and records and your pharmacy for sale, the better off you're going to be. Let me give you an example. Oftentimes we'll talk with potential selling pharmacists that whose books and records are not in a state of order that a potential seller would want to see. And if your books and records, and let's just say it's QuickBooks for talking purposes, is not in a position of producing accurate and timely and relevant information, then this can actually damage you in determining what your what we refer to as recasted EBITDA is, and we'll just explain that in just a minute. But essentially, recasted EBITDA is defined as earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. And if we cast that, those recastments would show me as an owner exiting from that process and how much available cash flow that would be available to you as a potential buyer, if you were a buyer, so that you would have that for debt coverage and for other operating expenses of the pharmacy. You want to try to maximize that as many years in advance, yes, years in advance as possible, because the trends of those earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation, and amortization, on a recasted basis, are extraordinarily important to a potential buyer and to a bank that may be financing that buyer's proposed offer to you. So putting time and effort getting your balance sheet cleaned up, your cash reconciled, your third-party receivables tied in, perpetual inventories in place, your depreciation schedules cleaned up, assets you no longer have deleted, accounts payable, obviously agreeing month by month. That's not year by year. All these are month by month adjustments that are needed, as well as any installment notes or notes payable that you have, and obviously your equity section. So you want to make sure that all these sections of your balance sheet, whether they're current assets, long-term assets, current liabilities, or long-term liabilities, or equity, if that information is cleaned up, then your profit and loss schedule is going to show an accurate depiction of what's taking place in that pharmacy, and you as a seller will benefit from obviously being able to maximize the opportunity and the cash flow that you have to offer. So that's the first and foremost thing that you need to do in this process, and that sometimes will take years to get cleaned up or normalized, as it sometimes is called in the industry, in order to be able to provide that accurate information to potential sellers. So once you have that in place, that's with saying that your books and records are in the position they need to be in, reporting accurate information, both on the balance sheet and the P&L, and you have a history of that, then you have the core of what you will need for the due diligence information that a potential seller will need. In subsequent videos, we'll be discussing the next issues.